Hello, welcome to this week's Switched On. We are on podcast 11. I'm Riddle and this is Mike, and we've got a few good conversation points this week. So we're going to be discussing eShop highlights, the Switch sales currently to date, and Switch exclusives for 2018. So today I'm going to start off with eShop highlights, and I'm going to just ask Mike what his highlights are.
It's not quite an impressive sale for Nintendo, isn't it? Normally they're pretty stringent on dropping their prices. I mean, it takes about a decade before you can get a Mario Zelda title below the £20 mark.
That is true.
I think there's a few good highlights. I think there's a number of good deals in indies, probably far too many more than what there is to mention, but there are the top indie titles that are definitely worth a shout. We've got... I'm trying to think off the top of my head now.
Shovel Knight.
Well, I already got Shovel Knight. Maybe that's why that's sort of blown past me a little bit. But I mean, Rocket League's down to what, £11? Just below £11? Yeah. I can't remember, it's Rocket League.
Steam Dig Dog 2 as well.
Steam Dig 2. I really want to buy that. Let's get some eShop points for Christmas. They're the two standout eShop titles. But then there's a drop on the first party stuff and the exclusive stuff like Rabbids.
Yeah, Rabbids has come down £33.
Tetris, Pure Tetris is a nice looking price now.
That's more now 24.
It's really quite good actually. If you had like a big spend eShop voucher for Christmas or a good bit of money spent on games, you could probably buy either a load of indie titles or two big ones, or a bigger one and a couple windows.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could probably do a stand-up ones for myself are Rocket League. Probably Mario Rabbids, which would be good for like £30 because that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's a really good game. I haven't played it yet. I've seen it played and it looks fantastic, especially with that DLC drop from Multiplayer.
Yep. So that might be quite good. And also, I think
free update.
Yeah, free update. My personal favourite is the Namco Museum for £15. I think that's
a really good deal.
That's now a really good deal because you almost get 10 games. I'm very tempted to buy it. But I also have to see if I get any eShop vouchers for Christmas. Hopefully.
It's right budget. I mean, I think Minecraft is on sale as well, if I remember correctly. But I think nearly everything is actually.
There's probably about 40 titles, give or take.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend buying games like Zelda and Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey via eShop because you could probably still get it cheaper physical, and it's the sort of game I personally think you would own physical. It's a relatively big game for what the Switch storage is and whatnot.
Yeah.
But games like Pure Tetris, they're the games that you just want to pick up and play really quick, and then dropped in price, probably better or equal to what you can get for a cartridge, means it's definitely worth a shout.
No, I think the cartridges are a little bit more expensive, but that's Switch in general.
Switch tax. Yeah,
it is Switch tax. My personal favourite is. I'd probably say definitely with the way the games are going.
Probably definitely.
Yeah, probably definitely. I would have to say the Namco. That's my top one, and that's the one I'd buy.
Oh man, if I had one to pick, it would be SteamWorld Dig 2 for me.
They're both quite similar prices. I
only just played SteamWorld. I played SteamWorld Dig late to the party. It was free on
PSN.
Origin.
Was it?
Free on Origin, yeah. I've just Steam still be free, but if you haven't played that, then definitely play free. You could whiz through that game in about 4 or 5 hours, but I've heard the sequel is a better in every way kind of sequel. So
I thought it was a good single player. I got it free on PSN a little while ago, so yeah, I just want to see kind of.
Well, Switch is the home for indies, right? They're dropping 10 games a week nearly now.
They are.
I mean, you look at the library and it's starting to get hard to filter through them, hard to find what you could buy. So it's really filling out. It's the indie home, and a lot of classic successful indies over the last 6-7 years have found their way to the Switch, and newer ones are selling better on Switch than they do elsewhere. So
handheld, isn't it? We're going back to the handheld conversation we've had several times over this year.
It's looping around, but it's a consistent theme there. It's the ability to play those games quick and easy and on the go, pick up and play around here, a level here and there.
I think that's why it will lead it into our second conversation.
How well the Switch has sold.
Yeah, it is. It clearly puts it straight into the second one.
10 million.
10 million.
10 million.
9
and that's
months.
That's sold through. So it's worth explaining what that means. So you usually get like shipped, and you get what's called sold through. Shipped is units that are sold to the retailers, that are out of the warehouses, out of the production plants and in the hands of merchants. Sold through is sold through to the customer. How many have actually been sold directly to the likes of me and you? 10 million is really good for the first year. It's sort of drawing level of what PS4 was doing, which all things considered is really, really good. We can only theorise smashed what the Xbox One did, because Microsoft immediately decided to stop releasing numbers when they realised things went a bit south with the hype and demand for the Xbox One.
And I think it's the $100 more or £100 more for the lovely little camera attachment, which no one wanted.
Yeah, well, it could have been good, but it's the typical. It's the whole pitch for the Xbox One, but that's like a whole nother conversation, really. But like, when you consider that the PS4 and the Xbox One were sold at a loss, and the Switch is sold at a profit, the money's made on every unit sold. It's really, really impressive. And then you compare the numbers to the Wii U lifetime sale, reached 13, didn't make 14 million. The last number was in the 13 million mark. And that's 4.5 years.
Yeah, this is not even the first year yet. So, and there's a lot of people who still want them. And I mean, I think the Switch will just go up and up. And the thing is, a lot of people want to travel. They've only got half an hour. They've got kids, and they're like, yeah, the 3DS is a bit old
Pick up
now.
and play so easy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's instant. Say if you play a game, like I was playing a pinball game and I had to go and answer the door, I just locked it, come back to it, and I was in exactly the same place. And I was like, oh, sweet.
And you could have carried downstairs on the sofa. Right?
Oh, yeah, I could have.
That's like yeah. I underestimated how much that feature will play a part in my life, how convenient it would be. I underestimated it because I was sold the Wii U idea. Hey, you can play in your bedroom. You couldn't, because the signal wasn't strong enough and it just wasn't really portable. It's tethered without wires.
Yeah, definitely.
But the Switch is the beta to the Wii's alpha.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a really good year for the Switch. I personally always thought it would sell really well. I don't know if it would have sold this well, but I always thought it would sell really well because Nintendo has the handheld market locked up and tied up. Whether the mobile market's encroaching it or not, they still have that handheld market. It's still theirs, and either way, the Switch is a handheld. So,
I think what's also surprised me is how well it's kind of sold, but also how popular like Zelda's become. Because Zelda has just sort of started to peak, because obviously due to the style of the game, the art style, the way it played, it's just kind of opened the doors for Nintendo. That and Mario has definitely done well.
Well, the Wii U had that chicken egg complex, wasn't it? You need to sell units to lure development onto the system. You need games to sell units. Whereas Nintendo, they strategized and done it really well. I think they went, let's just make one of the best games of the generation, potentially of all time, in my personal opinion, but it's definitely one of the games of the generation. And then follow it up with 7-8 months later, one of the best Mario games, 3 Mario games made. And in between that, let's fill it up with one of, if not the best Mario Kart game made, nostalgia aside. And they've done this staggered monthly release of big titles that appeal to a variety of gamers, filled it up with the indies for all the genres and niche sort of markets, and the games were there. And then they've attracted big companies like Bethesda to take that risk.
Yeah. Well, they ported Doom.
And
I didn't expect that.
2 is coming.
Wolfenstein 2.
You know, again, I always say, EA, what are you doing? Look at what other companies are doing. EA's really dropped the ball this year, I think.
We know the problem with EA. They just want to monetize the entire game strategy, and they said, oh, no one wants a single player. Ironically, the best game voted in the year is a single player game.
And a lot of them were single player games. It's a renaissance for a single player. I mean, they've always been there, but like it was definitely a focal point of 2018. And you know, you see a lot online, the push for couch co-op, and Nintendo's pushed that as well.
Yeah, that's something.
Every unit is 2-player for most games. Mario Kart can be played me and you right now, and this, you know,
the Switch is sitting in front of us, and we could sit there and play it if we wanted to.
And I think that's where everyone underestimated, even Nintendo probably, how well that message was conveyed. I mean, they've failed to convey their messages so badly before, and they've just, well, it looks like they fired the whole marketing team from the past and went, you know what, let's start fresh. Let's not have a kid in the trailer. Worked. And yet kids still want to buy the thing because it's cool. Kids want to buy cool things.
Yeah, well, kids want to be adults. So instead of advertising to the kids, advertise to the adults who actually want to play it,
and the parents still know it's for kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So it swings both ways. How would it be moving forward in 2018?
That is something that we're coming to our next subject. Yeah, what are they going to do in 2018? And I think they're going to have a few tricks up their sleeve.
What's on the horizon? Exclusive wise. I mean, Zelda Mario's done.
Pokemon, man.
Maybe.
No, I think it will come this year. Pokemon.
I reckon it's a big surprise. Even if Nintendo's had to double down on development, I think they know if they get one of those games out, I doubt it'd be Metroid Prime. I think that could be years away. I think Pokemon could still be 18 months away. I do think Pokemon might come next year, like you. Or it could be a complete left field and a brand new Smash. It could be a port of Smash. People still be happy.
Or they throw it really out there and throw a Zero on there.
I was going to say that next.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. That is proper left field.
But if they do F-Zero, it can't just be F-Zero GX2. It has to be something different. It has to be something clever. But it could be. I think it's... what have we got this in the coming year? From 2018, you've got Yoshi. It's not been confirmed when. We've got Kirby. Not been confirmed when. But they have... Really they've been date stamped for 2018. They're the big brand. I wouldn't call them big hits. Kirby's usually like an end of life, sort of like it fleshes out Nintendo's platforms library with good but not great platformers.
Yeah. And
good but not great sort of like niche, obscure designs. Yoshi is a solid. Yoshi's Woolly World. Did you play it?
No, I never got around to playing it.
Really good. A bit bland for my... I love the art style, but a little bit repetitive, a little bit more simple, but it's meant to be. Again, that's why I don't think it's a big hitter. I think there's got to be big hits next year, even if it's with...
That's why I think Pokemon will come out. I think Pokemon... Look how well popular Pokemon Go's been. You get Pokemon to the Switch, you've probably got a guaranteed...
You've got another 10 million units easy.
Yeah, you've probably got another 10 million units.
Biggest selling game on the 3DS.
Exactly.
One of the biggest selling games on the Game Boy.
And I think the other... Yeah.
Game Boy Advance. I think it's a big selling
game. Game Boy, I think it was.
Game Boy Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris will be one of the bigger
Tetris
hits.
is the biggest on Game Boy.
Probably Game Boy Color, yeah, because they had the blue, the red,
I think,
and the
gold and silver was the best selling game on Color, I think.
Oh, wow.
I think Ruby and Sapphire were the best on Game Boy Advance. And I don't think it was one of the best games on the DS, but there was such a different market. The DS was... That market is never coming back. 140 odd million sold, I think it was. But the 3DS was also Pokemon.
Yeah, true. Pokemon wouldn't be surprising to me. I've got 4, so I can't really say much.
Well, their consoles, no consoles sell more than a handheld console, and if no game sells more on a handheld console than a Pokemon game, you know what Nintendo's best-selling game usually is. So that's where the money is.
It's not just about money. I think they'll make a beautiful open-world Pokemon.
Oh, it's a big bold statement. Oh.
I think they will, mate. If they could do it with Zelda, they can do it with Mario. Look how you got to appreciate how sick Mario is. It's got so many hidden little points.
You're onto something there, and I think that the fact that there is a shock between how great Zelda and Mario is, respectively, in a franchise compared to Super Mario 3D World and say Skyward Sword. I like Skyward Sword, but general consensus, it is a world apart game anyway. Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword. I still kind of think that the next Pokemon game that's coming out on Switch will be a 1080p, maybe super sampled version of what you would normally get on the 3DS. Just because it's the first one, it's the easy one to do, it's going to sell no matter what. That's still going to be good enough for most people. What you get on a 3DS, that same sort of camera angle, same sort of like isometric, panning from above, sort of detail, but without no jaggies and high textures, that game's still going to look like a great game. And it's better than any Pokemon game's ever looked, regardless, at that point.
Yes, but I honestly have to disagree with you. I think it's going to be... Think of Xenoblade 2, that big open world. That's going to be filled with Pokemon. It's going to be... I
hope it is, because I think it doesn't need it to be.
No, but it's not what...
Well, I suppose.
Look at Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
we did not see that coming.
No one did. And it was fucked with Game of the Year at E3, and then it was released, and I was like, wait, this is a lot more than what I thought it was.
Yeah. That's why I think Pokemon would be the same. Why would you not? You could use the same engine. You could use the same art engine, and you run the same art style. It wouldn't matter, because that's what Pokemon looks like. If you look at the last few, it is kind of shell-shaded.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. The only doubt I have for Pokemon 2018, well, the biggest doubt I have, not only doubt, but the biggest doubt I have for Pokemon 2018 is Pokemon is the trump card for the Switch. If things go south, it's
Yes.
highly unlikely, but if they go south and all of a sudden the games dry up and it starts to peter out like the GameCube or the Wii U did, how are you guaranteed reinvestment in sales? Pokemon. You just bring out a Pokemon game and people will buy it because they want to play Pokemon, and then it gives you that buffer period between when major releases are. And maybe that's what's going to happen next year. Maybe there won't be nothing that big and it'll be a bit of a lull. I don't think it will be. I don't think Nintendo can afford it to be. But I do think Pokemon will just go, okay, we've now hit 2 million in 12 months. Here's a Pokemon game. Bang, we're back up to 22 million now. It will sell. Look at Pokemon Go.
True. No, that's what I'm saying.
Cultural phenomenon. Not just a gaming phenomenon, a cultural phenomenon.
That's why I think, and also the update next year for the actual hardware itself, I think an OS update, like a massive one.
It's coming.
Yeah.
2.0.
I think it'll be March, April. I think it might be pushed back to April. I think they'll start the streaming service. You pay £20.
Come with that hand in hand, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think when they go paid online, there's going to be, you have to update, so everyone has to update to play online at that point.
Yeah.
And it'll be like version like 10.0, because I think it's on like 6 or something 4 now, the OS. It'll be like 10.0 and it will be completely revamped. We've already got video streaming services, or the first one up in America. I forgot what it's called, but then Netflix will come to it. It will become more like a tablet. It will be slower, unfortunately, but it will become a more versatile piece of hardware. That's my prediction. I don't know for sure, but that's what I think will happen.
But they've always said it's a gaming machine. That's what they want. They want a gaming machine. They know what it's for. It's for entertainment.
But Netflix was viewed nowhere more than on the Wii up until like 2013.
Really?
Yeah. It was viewed more on a Wii like up until like 2013.
So you think it will just get
more
done
than anything else, more than TV, more than PC, more than other consoles.
What about iPads?
But yeah, more than anything. It was the most tuned in through the Wii service, because the Wii was in 110 million homes and it was easy to use. It was a pointer-based device.
So it's just like a remote.
Netflix was synonymous with Nintendo for years.
Wow.
I didn't use it on the Wii because I didn't really use it back in the day. It was more of a Amazon or Love Film, as it was called back then, kind of go.
Cool, Love Film. Remember Love Film?
It's Amazon Prime now.
Oh yeah. Because Love Film used to get free. I used to get the free games. And...
Huge attraction, but yeah, I do think Netflix, Amazon Prime, they will all come.
Yes, I think so. But I don't see why like Netflix and the OS will be that much slower.
No, but there's going to be more to accommodate that, to accommodate more variety other than just steel square panels that boot into a game.
Yeah.
More needs to be accommodated in the system.
You mean it's going to look prettier, basically? Maybe
it might have a different UI, a little bit more on the screen to see, but it's also just there might be more running in the background, for anything from notifications to individual app updates to
I want themes.
Changes.
That's what I want. I just want a different theme.
Themes are going to come. They're going to be charged through your points that you earn.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, but
I've got loads free for my 3DS, so I don't really care.
Look, there actually are quite a lot of Joy-Con colours now, but they're still base colours. They're still, not having the Zelda decor on the side.
No, man, I want two luminous green, left and right. They've only got the left one, I think.
You can order it from Japan.
I can, but I live in England. It's going to be expensive.
It will be expensive. That is true. But we're missing one big. It's got to be a cert for 2018. I say big.
Oh, we forgot about Bayonetta 3 that's coming out.
I don't think it's coming 2018.
They're releasing. Oh, but
no,
why
Bayonetta
not?
1 and 2 is coming. I think,
Yeah, but then at least 3 about 6 months later. Bang! Right in the middle of the year.
Nintendo is the most unpredictable company in the video game industry. If Sony had a game it expects to see or expects to come out, you go, hey, here's these 20 games that are going to come potentially within the next 10 years, if you're lucky. Here's a game that we promised you, Kingdom Hearts 3, so many years ago. Here's Final Fantasy 7 Remake. It takes ages and you get tempted early on and then it dies off. Nintendo goes, we're going to say nothing. Oh, and by the way, the Breath of the Wild DLC is out tonight. It's like, go, have fun with that.
Because I was expecting that the 26th, 27th of December. That's what I
thought it was going
said.
to be pushed back, personally. I genuinely thought it was going to... it didn't need to come out.
No, I think they did it. Yeah, but for us who smashed it in March, and now we're in December.
I think we're back to it. I tried playing over there and I threw my sword away and pushed the wrong button. I was like, oh, this is too hard. It's going to take me ages to get into the DLC.
Yeah, it will do. I mean, I haven't even started it yet. I know it come live. I haven't even done the first DLC, but I got it because I wanted to kind of see what it's like. Maybe I've got something for you. Maybe it might be DLC for Mario Kart, Mario, or a third DLC for Zelda.
I would love that. It wasn't a third DLC really for years and years and years, but I would love that. That would bring more content to the games that didn't exist before. I'm totally on board for that. And if it's priced in any way like the original Mario Kart DLC was, well, eventually it's going to be called Nintendo Kart, sure. Just bring more franchises over.
Yeah.
But the point I was saying, one thing we haven't mentioned for 2018, which may very well make its way over, whether it's called this or not, whether it's the same as we remember or it isn't, is Virtual Console.
Yes. Well, Virtual Console or Retro Arcade or whatever they want to call it, I think it will come, but I don't think in the same way as we expect. And I think it's going to be a bit of a like, this is what it is, this is how you're going to do it, and this is how you pay for it. I just think it will be done by the store, and I don't think they'll name it Virtual Console.
I don't think so either. I think it might be in their interest to name it something else or nothing at all. They could go Virtual Console. I mean, that would be the expected way of doing it, generally speaking. But I'm banking on it being called something else.
I reckon not what they're doing. They'll run it like you'll have like
classics.
Well, maybe they might just have the NES like as your own app. You download it and it's got the NES and SNES menu in it. Exactly the same.
Oh yeah, this is one of my theories. It's a bit of a test bed for what will be the emulation on the Switch. I know they had dedicated hardware to make the emulation so accurate to what it was before. But we're seeing 1080p games coming out in China. Okay, it's only 3 games, but Wii games and GameCube games coming out in 1080p in China on the same hardware. That's the predecessor, if you like, the NVIDIA Shield. So we know that those sort of games can be rendered in an improved state.
Yep.
And therefore, I think it is almost certainly possible to bring out the SNES, NES 64 games in re-rendered resolutions like the SNES Classic and NES Classic does.
Yes,
and I
definitely.
think they're sort of like test beds for it. That's why I think it's going to be a lot more than what it was before, and they might just call it like something a little bit different.
Okay.
But we'll soon see what comes out in 2018. Third party is the last sort of possibility we haven't discussed. What big third party games other than Wolfenstein 2?
Depends. I know what they Red Dead Redemption. I could see.
No.
You don't think so? They got LA Noire.
Red Dead Redemption 1, right?
I suppose 1 would be quite cool. I think if they're going to do it, they're testing it with LA Noire to see how that sells.
I reckon GTA
5
comes before Red Dead. If GTA 5 can work, then maybe Red Dead can. But GTA 5 is still a last gen game, don't forget. It's out on current gen.
So it's Red Dead.
Last gen game.
Red Dead Redemption, you've played it, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That game was amazing. So imagine that on the Switch on a handheld go. So they might do something surprising and put Red Dead Redemption 1 on the Switch and see how that sells, and then maybe put Red Dead Redemption 2 on there as well. I couldn't see why they wouldn't.
I'm going to contradict myself here, and I'm always talking about like technical limitations and possibilities. The Switch is powerful enough to run any game. It just depends on how you sacrifice or compromise on your visual vision.
Yeah.
Visual vision?
Your textures and stuff.
But with Red Dead Redemption 2, they need to, we're looking, it's all about optimization because Zelda runs fantastically. There's no sense of loading until you choose to warp, so like it flows, it's smooth. There are certain frame dips here and there, but never enough to really know that there are frame dips. And it's a beautiful world to look at, right?
Yeah.
It's stylized, and that's part of the reason why. Then you look at Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and there are frame dips, and it really chugs sometimes.
Does it?
It does, and it's they're the same. The team worked on Zelda. They pulled them in to help with their open world design, and it shouldn't chug. That's how there are ways to design a game to try and avoid that. It maybe means more it uses dynamic resolution anyway. And what dynamic resolution is it fluctuates between 900p, 720p, 1080p, whatever resolution. And it's even lower than that sometimes at really obscure resolutions, just to try and get the game to run smoothly and at a better frame rate, because frame rate is king.
Yes, of course.
you know. So if they did it for Red Dead Redemption 2, it's going to be open world, so they need to find a way to keep that seamless world going at a good frame rate, delivering the visual fidelity and the ideology of the developers who made it. It's a big task, but it isn't impossible if you get someone like, is it Point Break? I can't remember the team that have ported all the games so far. They've done an amazing job.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Panic Button. They done a Rocket League. They've done Doom. So they're like the go-to team that seem to be like dedicated in doing that. Maybe Nintendo's directly working with them. Maybe they'll be able to do it. But other than that, third party's a bit quiet on the horizon.
We shall see.
But I think it's quiet because they're all scrambling to get there. Square have basically admitted to it. Yeah. Oh, Switch is good. What should we bring over? They've basically confirmed that if you saw this news article, that I'm paraphrasing hugely and I can't remember where the interview came from, so do forgive me. We'll try and update in the comment section. But there was an interview recently, it might have been at PSX actually, PlayStation's conference, and they basically stated that they have a big eye on the Switch and how it's going, and their franchises can go over.
Cool. Yeah.
It sounds like they might be looking at maybe more obscure titles, or maybe Final Fantasy 7 again. I'm 7 on Switch would be fantastic.
The remake would be awesome.
The remake would be really good. I still got my hopes out that that's coming, but we have to see. It depends if it's built in a Luminous engine or not, because that engine doesn't seem to port so well. But I digress. Square's back in. Capcom has basically gone, we're on board. Bethesda's already, Bethesda's committed.
EA's the only one holding off, but
EA's committed lazily.
Yeah,
FIFA, here's FIFA. It's our own custom engine. No, it's not. It's just a easy engine that lets you port the game over for borderline last gen FIFA, unfortunately.
Yeah, legacy
version, basically. But
cheers.
Time will tell. Stay tuned as we look forward to 2019. 2018. Well, I just skipped a year.
Yeah.
It's being a blur. Stay switched on.